Stop scrolling, because there's a video going around right now, and you need to see it. Prague, March 2026. The ISU Skating Awards Banquet, the night after the World Championships end. The dance floor is packed with the best figure skaters on the planet, and in the middle of it, Ilia Malinin is dancing. One hand in the air, eyes closed, fully in the moment, and right next to him, there's a girl, not dancing, not really, she's just watching him, standing close, eyes locked on his face like nothing else in the room exists. The TikTok caption? 4 words. Where Ilia goes, she goes. It's been viewed over 7,000 times just on that one post. And the comments are going insane because fans have been watching this slowly build for months. The Cat Cafe in Milan, the matching 8th place finishes, the Instagram comments, the red carpet photo nobody asked for, but both of them posted anyway. And now this. A video where she's not even trying to hide it anymore. Her name is Hae-in. She's 20 years old. She's one of the best women's figure skaters on the planet. And the question everyone is asking right now is simple. What exactly is going on between these two? To understand why this moment matters, you have to understand who Ilia Malinin actually is. And I promise, by the end of this video, everything the Cat Cafe, the banquet, the look on her face is going to make sense. Let's rewind. Ilia Malinin is 21 years old, born in Virginia. But skating was never a choice for him. It was the air in the house. His parents are both Olympic figure skaters. Not competitive skaters, not coaches, actual Olympians. His mother, Tatiana Malinina, won the Grand Prix final in 1999. His father competed at the Olympic level too. Ilia didn't grow up near skating. He grew up inside it, with 2 people who understood exactly what it costs. He started skating at 6 years old. And then, in September 2022, he changed the sport forever. At a Challenger Series event in Lake Placid, Ilia Malinin landed a quadruple axel, a jump where you rotate 4.5 times in the air and land cleanly on one blade. Nobody had ever done it in competition, not once, in the entire history of the sport, until this 17-year-old kid from Virginia did it like it was a Tuesday. Tara Lipinski, 1998 Olympic gold medalist, said she never thought she would see it in her lifetime. He gave himself a nickname after that, Quad God, and nobody argued. But here's where the story gets complicated. Because back in 2022, before any of this, Malinin finished second at U.S. Nationals, second place, which should have meant Beijing, the Olympics, his dream. It didn't. The selection committee left him off the Olympic team. He didn't go to Beijing. He watched from home while the other skaters lived his dream without him. He's talked about it publicly, said that rejection didn't break him, it lit something. If it wasn't for that, he said, I don't think I'd be here. So he came back. And he came back with a vengeance. From 2023 onward, Malinin didn't just win. He made competition feel almost theoretical. 4 straight U.S. national titles, 3 straight Grand Prix finals, back-to-back World Championships in 2024 and 2025. At the 2025 Worlds in Boston, he became the first skater in history to land all 6 types of quadruple jumps in a single program. The ISU had to invent a new award just for him, the Trailblazer on Ice. First of its kind, in the entire sport's history. His winning margins were sometimes 50 points. Competitors stopped competing for first. They competed for second. That's not commentary, that's just the math. By the time the 2026 Milan Olympics arrived, Ilia Malinin wasn't the favorite. He was the only story. Nathan Chen was in the arena watching. So was Simone Biles. The most decorated gymnast in history showed up to watch figure skating because of this 21-year-old kid from Virginia. And then February 13th happened. He went into the free skate with a 5-point lead. His rival Kageyama had already skated and wasn't perfect. This was supposed to be the coronation. He landed his first jump clean. And then everything came apart. The quad axel, the jump that made him famous. He popped it. Instead of 4.5 rotations, he got one. The crowd went quiet in a way that wasn't silence. It was confusion. Then the quad loop became a double. Then he fell. Then he fell again. By the time the music stopped, he had lost 72 points to mistakes. He finished 8th. 8th. The guy who won by 50 points. The guy who invented a jump no one else can land. 14 consecutive victories. Gone. More than 2 years unbeaten. Over. In one 4-minute program. He skated off the ice and put his head in his hands. But here's what happened next. When the score came up, he didn't hide. He didn't leave. He walked straight to Mikhail Shaydorov, the Kazakhstani skater who had just won gold, and hugged him, genuinely, without hesitation. The International Fair Play Committee noticed. They nominated Malinin for a Fair Play Award, specifically because of that moment. When he spoke to reporters, he was brutally honest. "I blew it. No excuses." He said the pressure of being the Olympic favorite was something he hadn't been ready for. All the media, all the expectations, it was too much to handle. A few days later, he posted on Instagram, not about results, a video switching between his victory celebrations and him sitting with his head in his hands. And he wrote, "On the world's biggest stage, those who appear the strongest may still be fighting invisible battles on the inside." The skating world went quiet, because this was Ilia Malinin, 21 years old, just experienced the most public collapse in his sport's recent history, being genuinely honest about it. No spin, no damage control, just the truth. Then he went to Prague for the 2026 World Championships, and he won, for the third straight year. Blew out the competition, proved again why he went 2 years without losing a single event. The fall at the Olympics didn't define him. He came back within weeks and stood on top of the world again. But that wasn't the biggest story in Prague. The biggest story was who he kept showing up next to. Now here's where Hae-in comes fully into the picture. And this is where the timeline gets really interesting. Hae-in is 20 years old, South Korean, a world championship medalist, a 4 continents champion, the face of Korean women's figure skating after Yoona Kim. This is not a random person. She's a top-tier skater in her own right. And she and Ilia have been in each other's orbit for over 2 years. 2024 World Championships banquet. They're in photos together. 2025 ISU Skating Awards Gala. They're in photos together. But nobody thought much of it. Top skaters hang out. That's how the sport works. Then, Milan happened. During the Olympics, photos started circulating of Ilia at a local cat cafe in Milan. Not alone, with Hae-in. And here's the coincidence that made fans lose it completely. At the 2026 Olympics, in the women's singles, Hae-in finished 8th. Same placement, same Olympics, same heartbreak. 2 of the most promising young skaters in the world, both ranked top 3 coming in, both finishing 8th. Fans started calling them the 8th place soulmates. Then came the Instagram behavior. They were commenting on every single one of each other's posts. Heart emojis, fast replies, the kind of digital intimacy that's hard to fake and harder to hide. When Ilia posted a photo of himself holding his Olympic team gold medal in Milan, Hae-in commented 3 words. The brightest star. 3 words. That's all it took for the internet to detonate. Fast forward to Prague, March 2026. After Ilia wins his 3rd world title, the ISU End-of-Year Awards banquet happens. And on the red carpet, both of them post the same photo together on Instagram. No caption, no explanation. Just the 2 of them, dressed up, standing close. In the world of elite athletes, where every post is calculated and every public appearance carries weight, a joint Instagram post is not nothing. It's the choice. Fans immediately called it what it looked like, a hard launch. And then that night, at the banquet itself, someone filmed the dance floor. Ilia dancing with his hand in the air. Loose, happy. 21 years old and finally allowed to be 21. And Hae-in, right next to him, watching him, smiling. Where Ilia goes, she goes. 7,000 likes on the TikTok alone, hundreds of comments. Korean media picked it up. American media picked it up. Newsweek ran the headline. Sports Illustrated ran the headline. A Korean outlet said the 2 had fallen in love at the Olympic Village. Now here's the thing. Ilia has never confirmed anything. In a recent interview, he actually said he was single. Hae-in hasn't said a word publicly either. So what is actually going on? Is it a relationship? Is it a friendship the internet is reading too deeply into? Is it 2 young athletes finding genuine connection in a world where almost nobody else understands the specific, impossible pressure they live under every single day? He hasn't said. She hasn't said. But here's what we do know. Ilia Malinin is not careless. He didn't accidentally become the most dominant skater in history. He doesn't do things without intention. So when he posts a photo with no caption, no explanation, he knows exactly what he's doing. And when she stands next to him on a dance floor and doesn't look away, she knows exactly what she's doing too. And maybe that's the most interesting thing about this whole story. After a year of performance and pressure and public scrutiny, After falling on the biggest stage in the world and getting back up and winning a world championship weeks later, after telling the world about his invisible battles, maybe this photo, this banquet, this girl looking at him on a dance floor in Prague, maybe it's just Ilia Malinin doing something he doesn't do very often. Being human. Being 21. Letting someone in. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think this is something real between them? Or is the internet reading way too deeply into a dance floor and a few Instagram comments? Drop your take in the comments. Best one gets pinned. If this video gave you something, a like takes 2 seconds. Subscribe if you want the full story every time something like this breaks. Because with Ilia Malinin, the story is never finished. The quad god is just getting started.